reading. This is going to be a general message for you guys. So what we do here is we start off with some oracle cards just to get a sense of what we're dealing with on a more in general perspective. And then we'll go into the tarot and go into more specifics and details. So as the reading goes on, you'll start to see more cards filling up the table. These readings last anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. So they're more long form readings. Of course, if that's the type of reading that you like to watch, you're in the right place. But I also do shorts on a weekly basis for each zodiac sign. So if you like the shorter, quicker readings, take a look at the channel. I have a whole bunch in there if any of them call to you. So let's get started today, see what's up with you guys. We're going to pull from the Celestial Bodies deck. This is an astrology and numerology oracle deck. That's where this card is from here. All right, Aquarius. What is up with the Aquarius group that I am going to read for today? Hope you all are doing awesome. Okay. All right, so we have the energy of opposition. So again, this is, it has astrology concepts in this deck. All right, so an opposition is a energy in your birth chart. So this is when two planets are in direct opposing, like they're opposing each other directly. It could be by the sign, right? So for instance, you're an Aquarius, so your opposite sign is the Leo. Or it could be by degree. So depending on what degree one planet is, the other planet could be on the exact other degree. Typically that is the opposition anyway. And so what this speaks about is a polarity, but also what one has, the other one lacks, and vice versa, right? So there is like an interplay, because typically what you see is that what you're lacking, you're in need of, and therefore your opposition comes in to provide what is necessary, right? Yes, on the surface, it could look as though you're clashing because what one person stands for and represents, another person stands for and represents the opposite, or just energy in general in your chart. So energy could be clashing right now. But if you dig deeper and look at the lesson of the situation, then maybe you'll find that this clash is speaking to you and needs to make you aware of something that you may be missing, that you may be blindsided toward, that you're even lacking, right? And so I don't know if this is a person that you're dealing with that you are opposing, or if it's just energy. Maybe you're being pulled toward two different extremes of a spectrum and you need to find the balance. I don't know. Some of you may be going through an opposition transit in your birth chart at this time, so you want to take a look at that. If you're wondering why things are just feeling a little conflicted or difficult, maybe it has to do with the planetary alignment at this time, and there's a lesson here to learn, but it won't last forever, okay? Typically, you want to look at it from a place of, okay, well, what can I gain from my opposition? So that way you can make the best of this situation. All right, we're going to pull from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle. So we already know that you're dealing with a little bit of tension and a clash in either personality or energy, two different extremes of one spectrum. What else, please, for the Aquarius? Protection. Okay, you feel like you need to protect yourself to, I'm getting like save your status or your, I don't know if this has to do with work, but it feels like I need to protect my place, my name, or this is mine. I can't let anybody come and steal it from me. It feels more like a place, like a, I don't know. Like something is yours, but it's in the form of a location. Does that make sense? You don't want someone to take the location from you. So maybe this has to do with like a home right? Like this is your home, this is where you reside, and maybe your house is up for sale or your landlord wants to sell it, or I don't know, something like that. It could be work, like the position you hold even. So we'll see how this plays out. But you also have God of the Arts from the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses deck. Now, I've had this deck for over 20 years. It was one of the first Oracle decks that I've gotten. And so every time this card comes out, it always represents someone who is manipulating, who is not coming forth and being honest about something, who's not opening up. There's strategy involved. It always gives me the Seven of Swords energy. So maybe you are strategizing on how to protect yourself from your opposition, right? Like maybe you feel threatened, or you feel like somebody in your general environment is a threat, and you know, you're identifying that your survival skills are kicking in, your nervous system is up and going, right? So it's like, oh my God, like, what do? I need to figure this out. I need to protect myself. So we'll see how this plays out in your reading as we pull tarot. So let's get started with that now. All right, so pulling from this first deck, we're going to go into your personal energy. So mind, heart, body, soul. What's in the personal energy of the Aquarius group that I'm picking up on today, please? How are they feeling, thinking? What's their energy? What's their priority? Aquarius. Oh, yeah. Okay, so there is definitely energy around the workplace or a location. I'm getting that this is building something with another person or with a group of people. So it's very physical to me, it feels. You have the Knight of Swords, so you have a lot to say. You're prepared, you're ready to defend. You feel, yeah, this is very material, guys, okay? So it's in the physical world here. You're ready to defend this thing. I mean, you also have the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Okay. It's like you've worked so hard. You've worked so hard to get where you're at. The blood, sweat, and tears of the thing. And now you're asked to build it or share it even with someone else, and it's like, wait, what? Like, this is mine. Like, they just coming in, you know, why would I share this with them, right? Like, I'm the one that made this, I'm the one that created this. And so there's a lot of communication back and forth between you and others around this situation, and how to find a compromise, or how to find you know, like common ground for the sake of this situation, right? Like whatever it is, it could be work. Like I said, for the majority of you, I do think that it has to do with your profession and how you make your money. Okay. What's in the environment for the Aquarius, please? So this could be in the form of people, situations, circumstances. Yeah, it see this threat of somebody wanting to come in and take over. Okay, it could be like a new boss, right? Someone that maybe your boss is even bringing in from the outside. So, I mean, in general, this does have to do with some sort of change, and we know how you deal with change, right? It's not ideal. It's like you'd rather not. So especially for a new person to be coming in to a place or environment that you feel like you are familiar with, that you're comfortable with, that you've been at for so long. And this person may be coming in to change things up here with the Tower. Okay. You perceive them to have like selfish or personal intentions. Okay, this person has a reputation, I'm getting, like they are known to come in and fix something or change things, you know. Their job might be just that. And so it's like they're sort of just digging in to information or something. And for the sake of a new start, for the sake of a better, more innovative, Like it feels like keeping up with the times, like something is old, something is stale. And this person's coming in to freshen it up and bring light and bring new life to an old, stale situation. This may also be you, right, that is doing that and needs to build and work with others and communicate in a more direct, strategic, right, thought out way for the sake of this Ace of Pentacles, whatever that is. And in your environment, it is causing you to have a lot of attention, right? This could be you or someone else. Either way, whoever's in the environment or doing the thing has a lot of attention, has a lot of eyes on them. And they're breaking things down for the sake of a renewal, a fresh new start here. So in a sense, remember what I was saying about the opposition. It feels like you're clashing. It feels it's not comfortable, right? It's clunky. It's a little like awkward, like when you're dealing with the opposition, but at the same time, there is a benefit. There is a blessing. There's something here for somebody to learn. And you're learning from your polar opposite. All right, let's go into another deck and get some more details here. We're also going to break down the next 30 days for you and see what's coming through. Okay, you have 2 cards. The Emperor, yes. So we did determine that for the majority of you, this has to do with your place of work, your place of business, what you do for a living. 2 of Wands. Choice. Okay, what are you going to do? Are you going to buy in? Are you going to be a team player? Are you going to be open-minded? How are you going to deal with this situation? I hope this is straight. Ace of Wands. Yeah, brand new start. You have a lot of potential to really make a difference, okay? So even if you are dealing with the opposition, right, with people or a person where you and them are not on the same page, this whole situation can be a blessing for everyone involved. It just depends on how you deal with it and your perspective of it, how you're responding to it, right? Because this fresh new start, your ideas, your experience, all of the things that maybe you thought you should be done, but just were never able to get done, right? Like it is a little stagnant. It is a little old of a situation, of a place, of a business, whatever. And so maybe you had a lot of ideas of how to make it better, but not until this person came in or you were appointed the person, either way, no one was able to really make these changes. And these changes are happening now. So if you see it from that perspective, it is a win, right? Like finally this can happen. And if you were open to this person and you can collaborate with them with the 3 of Pentacles here, maybe you can share these thoughts and ideas that you've had and this person is open to listening, then the both of you can really make a difference, But I think that the biggest thing here, especially with the Emperor card coming out, is like put the ego aside, put the pride aside, the stubbornness and the rigidity that you as a fixed air sign can come with. It does take a little while for you to open up, right? Like we know that when change happens, it's like you resist it, you really put up a fight, but eventually I do think that you open up because once you see that it is for the common good, once you see the benefit that it could have for not just yourself, but for others that you care about or the business that you may care about, then you'll get the buy-in. You'll be open, right? But that has to happen first. It's usually that type of pattern. So you may be feeling stuck and conflicted, right? Like you want to be a team player. You want to share your ideas. You see how this person is making changes and it's like, okay, well, I would do it this way, or maybe, right? Because if they're new to the situation, they don't know all the ins and outs. And I'm sure that you can provide more of those details that may come in handy as this person is making these changes. And so part of you is like wanting to share and be involved, but the other part of you just has that ego and that pride that's just holding them back. I would say if you're waiting for them to come to you and be like, hey, Aquarius, like, you know, what do you think or whatever? Yeah, great. And they're smart to do that, but they may not, right? And if they don't, and you don't proactively come forward with your ideas and all of that, then you're going to lose out on a big opportunity to be involved in this change that's happening, right? Like put your stamp on it as well. Don't stay away because you have a lot to offer. In the middle of the week or month, I'm sorry, yeah, the 5 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, 3 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Beautiful. So I do think that things come together after the conflict and the tension subsides. There may be a humbling moment, right? Like sort of you feeling like you've been put in your place or something, or you putting someone in their place. But other than that, it's like once that initial reaction subsides or something, you'll know like, okay, we do need the help, right? We do need this person here to help fix it. They have the resources, they have the team, they have the money, you know, they have the experience, like whatever it is that you're lacking, not you personally, but in your ability to make this better, whatever it is. Therefore, the communication starts happening once you identify that you are lacking in certain places as it relates to this situation, and they're here to help, and they are here to bring resources and be the source of what it is that you need. So coming together with the 3 of Cups, 10 of Cups, you feel really good about this. You know, everybody's on the same page. You start to see that compatibility and see, you know, the reflection that they are showing you, right? A reflection of yourself through them, you know, seeing how, because it's the opposition, you're made from this same string. You're made from the same energy. It's just 2 different polarities. So anytime you're dealing with the opposition, it's like, how can I say, like you're related. Does that make sense? You're related because you're made from the same line. You're made from the same whatever. It's just the complete opposite spectrum. So coming together and seeing the middle part, right? Like compromising. And then once you get there, you start to see like, hey, like we are similar. We just respond differently. We are the same. We just think, you know, maybe one person can be very internal and reflective and like their process is very quiet or to themselves, or the other person is very external and communicative and, you know, it's in the physical, right? Like, so I don't know if that makes sense, but I do think that at some point you'll start to see the common ground with this person and you become a team at some point. What else for the Aquarius? The Magician. It's at the end of this 30-day period. Okay, things are coming together. You see the magic. 6 of Cups. For some of you, there is kids involved or young people, the youth or the more inexperienced, the ones that you're protecting. Like whatever this is helped that group of people as well. It feels like there's a group of people that you were thinking about as all of this was playing out. And you wanted to make sure that they were good. You wanted to make sure that these changes were also going to be in their best interest as well. So it wasn't just you. You're being protective of a group of people as well. You have the Nine of Pentacles. I don't know. I mean, it's beautiful energy, of course, right? With the Ten of Cups next to the Three of Cups, and then you have the Magician with the Six. But all of this is not without work. All of this is not without some sort of like sacrifice or pressure to really stand out. It's like a lot of this energy is like, I need to do a good job. I need to do a good job. I need to do a good job. Does that make sense? To like prove oneself, to prove your value, to make sure that your position is set in stone, that you have this certain reputation, or that you are appeasing the higher ups, or, you know, appeasing somebody that you look up to, or just maintaining a good name for yourself, right? Maintaining the fact that you are capable, you can do this thing, you have the skills to do the thing. No failure, right? People depend on you, people are watching. So at some point it is going to be like, yes, like maybe you're saying yes to all the things, or you're adding a lot to your plate, right? It's like this, it's also making me feel this weird like peaks and valleys. I'm seeing peaks and valleys of like high, positive, inspiring, motivating energy and momentum, and then coming down to like, I can't do this. What if I fail? What if I drop the ball? You know, what if they don't see me as like I have potential or something like that? So therefore you start to get a lot of responsibilities, or you say yes to like everyone, and it's like, yes, I can do that for you, and I can do this for you, and all the things, just so you can stay in the game somehow, stay relevant somehow. And then at some point it just starts to become too much. You've put too much on your plate, and I don't think it's very necessary. Okay, so again, it's like there's conflict, internal conflict. The ego is and the pride is making its playing a part here, but you're inspired and you want to help, and then you figure it out, and you're in communication with people, and you are in a generally more, how can I say, like productive relationship, right? Like you feel good about these people that you're working with or that are in your environment right now. But then at the end, like I said, there's a lot on your plate. Okay, so let me get a few clarifiers for some of this. I do think that at some point you're going to be talking to a lot of people and trying to like get the truth out of them as well. Some people are going to be on board, some are not. You may be interviewing, I'm getting interviewing, and looking for talent, or looking for people that have what it is that you're lacking as well. And I'm sorry if it's just coming off like nothing but like workplace, but you can relate it to your situation if this is not for work, you know. And you're just trying to look for people who have good intentions, who have a good heart, right? Who are generally good people here, and weeding out the ones who are a little iffy, you know. Like we can't forget that we do have this God of the Arts card here playing a role in some way. But this could just be your strategy of staying relevant. I'm also getting that someone's plan is to play a part, play a role, like on the surface come off as what someone needs, right? Like when I was saying, like, say yes to, like, you're saying yes to everyone for the sake of appeasing them. And it's like you're putting on a costume or a mask or something to show other people what they want to see from you. Not necessarily the fact that you are really struggling with all this responsibility or all of this added pressure, all of these extra things that people are just throwing on you. At some point you see to yourself, like, I created this because I wanted to stay in the situation, to stay relevant. You created this because it was the only way you knew how to be of importance. And you want to prove to someone or yourself that you can handle it all. All right. So I just don't know if that is the right idea, to overdo it and overprove yourself for something. Like, how are they going to see you at the end of the day anyway? Let's get some final takeaway messages for the Aquarius. Cycles, change, completion. Like, just be open to the fact that things are changing. This is your way of changing with them. Self-care energy. This is your way of changing with them. It's like, okay, well, if they're going to change, then I'm going to try my best to stay relevant and stay important, stay involved, to be the last one standing even. But just watch for your energy levels. Make sure that you're not getting burnt out, because you cannot show up fully when you are depleted of energy. Try your best to flow with the situation and not control or resist. It's like if you're a feather floating in wind, the feather cannot dictate where it's floating and where it's going to land. Right? Like acceptance, toxicity, bound, and patterns. I think that if you try to, how can I say, like, really push your agenda and your strategy on what you're doing here, it just may hold you down instead of free you up. Okay, which could be a pattern, which could also, every time you do this, right, present lower vibes and darker energy in your life, whether that is the burnout, whether that is resentment or irritation. It could even be the obsessive capacity that you have, because you can be obsessive when you really, really want something to go your way, which in turn can make you do some really bad things or toxic things here, right? It's like you want to break these patterns. You want to break the chain that your tendencies and your behaviors have on you. So it's a good lesson to learn here. It's just uncomfortable that this person and this situation is happening, but there's something definitely that you can learn from it. And if you see it from a different perspective, you'll have a better experience, right? So it's all about in your thought process here, okay? All right, Aquarius, I hope that helps someone. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. Like the video if you got anything out of it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. If you want a personal reading, they're exactly this way, just of course targeted to you. You can just email me. My email is in the description of the video. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.